Hello, hello, it's Nicole with another in-studio yap. It is kind of crazy because I literally have not been in studio for like over a week because obviously I was in Grenada and I was there for you, and that's what I want to talk to you about. Little in-studio yap about Grenada and what you didn't get to see. And then I had Feel Good Friday. So I was like, you know what? Let me do a quick in-studio yap and we'll talk about Grenada. Because I have to tell you that, like, when they told me I was going to Grenada, I had to look up where it was. Like, I had no idea where Grenada even was. I was like, And so it's the furthest Caribbean island south. It's right near Trinidad and Tobago, right? And it's a jaunt. Like, you have to go from Philly to Miami and then Miami to Grenada. And it's like almost a 4-hour flight from Miami. But I'm a person who likes to be excited, right? I'm the type of person who I like to get excited about stuff, but you know, as life goes on, you realize that like you got to keep your expectations low, because when you keep your expectations low, then your mind is blown. And that's how I feel about Grenada. Like, I want to work for the Grenada Tourism Authority because I'm not obsessed with Grenada. It was so incredible. So Sandals, you know, if you really want to go on vacation, because that's the thing, like there's trips and then there's vacations, right? And the thing about vacations is that you really feel like you're getting recharged. And like, it's little things where you get a shuttle to the airport. You don't have to worry about putting your luggage in your room. The bed and the linens, the outdoor bathtub, the indoor bathtub, like it was just like Sandals was amazing. Now, one of my most favorite things about, I mean, there's a lot of great things about Grenada. You obviously can go to the beach and chill out and just relax and like stay on property. And there's a million things to do on property, right? But then they have excursions, and it is the safest Caribbean island. So you can go off and actually enjoy the culture that is Grenada. And I love that. Like, one of my favorite things about traveling is meeting people. Like, when I went to Iceland and we had our personal tour guide, Snorri, like that was one of my favorite things to do. Same thing with Isabella when we went to Italy, and Francesca, who was our guide when we were in Paris. Like, I want to know what their life is like. I want to know about their culture. I want to know what their childhood was like. I like to ask a lot of questions. But I think it's just it was so incredible, like the experience. And it was one of those things where you really felt like you can relax or have adventure or have both. So like Sandals has a million things on property that you can do. Snorkel, they have boat rides, they have kayaks, they have these rafts that literally are so you could take your drink. Like I did, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I do coffee under the covers. So I literally did coffee in the ocean on a raft. So they gave us like this Sandals, like reusable, water bottle. I put coffee in it because they have incredible coffee there. They're known as the Spice Islands. That's a conversation I'm gonna get to in a second. And like, I literally put coffee in and like went into the ocean, jumped up on the raft, and then had coffee in the ocean. Like, it was incredible. So here's the thing. We were there. So we flew in Saturday, right? And then we got there and, you know, went to the beach and swam and like all this stuff. And then Sunday, beach, reading, pool, dinner. Oh, that was the thing about, they're known as the Spice Island. They're very into agriculture. And there's this incredible organization called Grenrop. And listen to this. So there was all these women farmers, and they were doing all the agriculture and weren't getting credit. So they joined together and rose up and said, yo, we're the ones that are really doing the farming. Like, we want credit for what we're doing. And so Grenrop was founded, and the Sandals Foundation, Sandals has this incredible foundation, and they have given them money, but not just money, they have given them resources to basically like be sustainable, to start their own businesses. You know what I mean? So a lot of times with giving, you're like, where's this money going? And in this situation, it's like, oh, they're learning about banking, they're learning about marketing, they're learning about, you know, logistics. It's just incredible. Look up Grenrop. Okay, so the cool thing is that Grenrop will work with Sandals chefs, and the chefs will like put together their meals and what kind of food they want to serve. And then they tell Grenrop, hey, we need you to grow these crops, or we need these crops. Like, when I tell you the food was so delicious, and again, eating cultural food, all the spices from the island and the fresh fish, and so good. And they do have like a self-serve ice cream machine, so that was fun. Like when you would walk like back from the beach or the pool in the afternoon, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself to a little soft serve. So then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I did my show. I broadcasted, and then we went on we went on a couple excursions. So the one excursion, we went to this incredible tower estate that it's generations old, and a woman still lives there. She actually had just left to go to Italy on vacation, and so her great nephew, who's only 18, shout out to Max, he was incredible. He knew every plant, every spice. They're known for this blue tea, and and it's this blue flower, and then it's like this lemongrass and mint flavor. Of course, they gave us some, and then I bought some to come home because I was like so obsessed with it. It's good for anxiety and digestion. I was like, yum. And again, like when you look at the pictures, it is just stunning of what it looks like just the lushness and how much pride like they take in their agriculture. And they've gone to a couple flower shows. I said, hey, how come you ever been to the Philadelphia Flower Show? And they're like, well, you need to invite us. So if anybody knows the Philadelphia Flower Show, I'm going to write them or call them up and be like, we need to get my Grenadians here. Like they need to be at the flower show because they're so intelligent and so well versed in agriculture and spice and plants and flowers. Like incredible. Okay. So then the next day we did a tour where we did the rainforest. We did the mono monkeys. Now, I got to tell you, there was other radio people that were letting the monkeys jump on them. And I was like, I'm not getting bit by a monkey in Grenada. They were literally wild monkeys. It would be like, I know there's people who like around here who like feed the deer, feed squirrels. No, thank you. They're wild animals for a reason. I respect them. I respect Mother Nature. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be getting bit by a wild monkey. I will watch them from afar and take photos. So thank you, monkeys. And then we went to this waterfall that was amazing. And of course, like I jumped in and swam, and I just love nature. You know what else they have there that we didn't have time to do, but I want to go back, is that they have sulfur hot springs, and you go and they basically rub you down in all this special mud, and they scrub you and rub you, and you kind of sit in it, and then you rinse off in the river. I love all that stuff. I was at the Blue Lagoon in Iceland, putting it all over my face, the silica all over my face. I was at the hot springs, Mystic Hot Springs in Utah. Like anything with like mud, nature, earth, salt water, like seaweed. Like I will get in the ocean, and I don't care if it's the Jersey Shore. Like I don't care if it's Ocean City or if it's the Caribbean. Like, and I will literally like put seaweed on my body. Like it's healing, right? And like being in the salt, I had like a cut on my finger, and I just like was immersing it in the salt water, and like 2 days later, done. Like it is, do not ever knock Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? Like she's the best, and you really feel, and everybody is like drop dead gorgeous in Grenada. I'm like, what are you putting? Are you running through like cinnamon showers? Like give me the details. But so there's mountains and volcanoes and rainforests and waterfalls and pink sand beaches and black sand beaches and incredible food and agriculture. And then just like the culture, right? Like we were there, it was actually Carnival, and you know, people are just really proud of where they're from, and it was really awesome. And so Sandals is a Caribbean owned company. A lot of people think it's an American company. It's Caribbean owned. So they take a lot of pride in immersing the Caribbean culture in your experience. Because let's be honest, like a lot of people from America go to these islands and they just like stay on property. And it's really amazing to like immerse yourself in the culture and see just how beautiful these Grenada is. And met so many great people and are just so proud of where they're from. And I was like, oh, that's how I feel about Philly. Well, Carbon County, shout out to Summit Hill and Philly, because I always like say I'm half and half. But I just can't recommend it. And it's one of those, I think it was also a really good reminder where you're like, sometimes if you don't know something about, if you don't know something about something, know anything about something, did I say that right? And then you immerse yourself in the culture, and it's incredible. And that's how I felt about Grenada. Like I really didn't know anything about it. And I was like, oh, I'm sure it's going to be fine. And I was blown away. I can't stop talking about it. So do yourself a favor. Oh, and shout out to my friend Justin. His parents had gone to that Sandals like a couple weeks prior, and they were like, oh my God, we're obsessed. We love Grenada so much. And now I get it. I'm gonna be president of the Grenada fan club. So definitely, you have a couple chances this week and next week. Go to the website, follow me on the socials. Nicole is Nick, and you can see all the fun stuff. So, thank you. Greetings from Grenada in the studio.